I'm gonna say, let's get right, 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 let's get right. You all know what it is, man. It's your boy Deala T, and this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and share this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat. Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. Woo! R.I.P. Young Dolph. Let's get into this here.
Hernandez Govan is a free man. Govan was the accused mastermind behind rapper Young Dolph's murder, and he was acquitted. This morning, Hernandez Govan is a free man. Govan was the accused mastermind behind rapper Young Dolph's murder, and he was acquitted on those murder and conspiracy charges in rapper Young Dolph's death. The jury only spent about 3 hours deliberating before reaching a decision. ABC 24's Leah Williams is at 201 Pop with a breakdown of the trial and reaction from both sides.
That verdict sent shockwaves through the courtroom Thursday morning, and neither family wanted to talk to the media afterwards, but we could see Hernandez Govan's friends and family tearing up and crying in the courtroom once that verdict was read. Now, all of this dates back to November 17, 2021, when Adolph Thornton Jr., known as Young Dolph, was shot and killed by Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson. It was at Makita's Homemade Cookies on Airways. One of the shooters, Justin Johnson, was convicted and sentenced in 2024. The other shooter, Cornelius Smith, pleaded guilty and testified in both trials. Govan was accused of recruiting both of those shooters. His trial was less than 4 days long, with the jury reaching a verdict around 10:30 Thursday morning. Shelby County District Attorney General Steve Mulroy said Young Dolph's family was very disappointed in the verdict. Meanwhile, Govan said it was like a weight lifted off his shoulders.
Everybody around me knew I was innocent. I just want to say thank you to the jurors for getting this right and getting my life back. I was fighting more so for my son. I have an autistic son, so that's what my fight was mainly for.
Trial team did everything they could. They were extremely well prepared and worked very hard. You never know what a jury's going to do. We have to respect a jury's decision, even if we strongly disagree with it.
Yo Gotti's record label, Collective Music Group, or CMG, and his brother, Big Jook, were named several times throughout this trial, also during Johnson's trial last year. It's important to note, though, that Yo Gotti was never charged, and the police said Big Jook was a potential suspect, but said he was killed before they were able to get to him for questioning. D.A. Mulroy also went on to say that they're going to continue pursuing anyone that's still alive and responsible for Young Dolph's murder. In downtown Memphis, I'm Leah Williams.
Are you struggling to land job offers in cybersecurity? You're not alone. If you've been applying to
This is breaking news.
The evidence, the way it was presented, the things that they didn't do as far as going to getting the video surveillance cameras, doing the call detail records with the tower hits and all that could have been done, and we could have avoided this nightmare.
What was the one point of discrediting Cornelius Smith?
You can't just pick one. I mean, the whole thing was a joke. Even down to the neighbor that he supposedly gave $500 to, none of it was true. None of it happened. I don't even know if he had the right car because there wasn't a drop of blood in that thing. They didn't wipe it down because the expert said no, there was no evidence of bleach in that car. Nothing that man said was true.
Jesse Browning's testimony,
was there one moment in which you just knew that we have this? Or are you always sort of on edge until that verdict comes through?
I'm always on edge because there's cases I thought I would have won easily, and the jurors just get swayed by the publicity and the media. It's been so one-sided, calling him a mastermind. The press has been going crazy because only the DA talks. And that's the problem with our system, is because they make such a good first impression saying everybody's guilty, that it's hard to get a fair trial. But thank God we got jurors. They took hundreds of pages of notes, and it didn't take them, 2 hours to figure out this was all garbage.
And they virtually echoed everything that he said in closing. And they were very critical that anyone could be locked up that long and didn't have the resources to defend themselves. The jurors said that. They echoed that, and the guy said, I am offended. I'm offended by this. And he said, and he was disappointed in Mulroy. And that's your elected official. That's my elected official because I live here. And you just go and do something.
It was, you called that testimony with Jesse Browning BS a joke. Why?
Because it was. Half the stuff was just made up within a couple of days of this stuff, and they give us this mystical receipt that's never been in any of the police reports. The jurors didn't buy it for a second. The lead investigator, Dabney, was incredibly honest when he said these are the mistakes that we made. And then you call up somebody that's willing to do or say anything to clean up the case to get a conviction. You saw how they shaded off the phone records. Where are the text messages? Where's any of that from Justin Johnson to our client saying we're going to do something? I presented hundreds of text messages where he's threatening people, trying to go shoot people with others. Govan was never in on any of it. And the fact that you're still asking me these questions, I find offensive because it didn't happen. You would never take anything you heard in that courtroom for any decision you would make in your life that has any significance. You would laugh at me if I said, believe those guys. So let's just keep it real. This is all garbage, and I'm grateful that he's out, and I'm sorry in the world that he had to do 9 months in prison. And I'm just grateful his fiance called me, and we have the resources to help poor people.
You were very passionate arguments about, about Govan being just a man from Orange Mound up against the system. Kind of talk about where that passion came from.
When I go to 201 and look at the people that are in there, I know a lot of people do wrong, and I understand that, and I don't want violence in the streets because I live, in towns as well. But it's just so wrong. If I can see it, there's no way a jury couldn't see it, and that's why it took, 2 hours to figure that out. I mean, obviously it would have probably been quicker had they not had to go through the evidence and do their job, but the fact that anybody in the press would say, oh, it was this or it was that, it was clearly flavored, and I wish it would be reported as this is what your justice is in Memphis. So if you're black and poor, you got a problem.
So this was
Mr. Govan, how do you feel?
This is pro bono.
Come on in the building. Hope you get what you're saying. I appreciate you being here. Comfy though.
Yeah, have my life there. What's the first thing you plan to do? Go hug my son.
Mr. Govan, you haven't smiled all this week, but obviously you have a lot to smile about. Just tell me just about what you're feeling in right now.
Like I said, it's kind of hard to explain the feeling of getting your life back, just from 12 people, so I'm just blessed, and I'm just ready to go see my son.
What was going through your head when you were waiting for the verdict this morning?
Nervousness, of course, it's natural, but I got a team around me that was very confident and supportive, so without them, it wouldn't be no me. I just want to thank again Manny, Robert, Haley, Beth, Handel, Quantrill, Leanne, just everybody that played a part in proving my innocence.
You heard your attorney say if you're black and poor in Memphis, this is what happens. What would be your words of advice?
Leave Memphis.
Do you plan on leaving Memphis, sir?
Of course.
Was there any point throughout the week where you're like, you know what, I'm still nervous, prior to the verdict? Was there any point where it's like, I don't know which way it's going to go?
I've been nervous for 4 years.
How does it feel to be at the end of this 4-year journey that you've been on?
Feels great. Just feel like I've been born again, and I get a chance to restart my life and do some positive things.
Do you think that this verdict will change how the court system is working here in Memphis?
As corrupt this system is, I doubt it.
Mr. O'Rourke, do you think this verdict will change anything with the court system here in Memphis?
I'm not here from Memphis, but if this is a microcosm of what's going on, then you should all be worried. And maybe we should be digging into these things and figuring out why so many people are in jail, why we keep them without bond and force them into pleas and things of that nature, and why investigations aren't always there. Thankfully, my office has the resources to help these types of people and can spend the money to do it. I can only imagine how hard it is for the public defenders with their cases or other appointed lawyers that couldn't do this, and how many people shouldn't be in prison.
Oh, back in December, is that the reason? Obviously, you told about your client not to take that plea.
That's always his decision. I don't advise him to do anything. They always say, what would I do? Like, I'm not serving the time, so I have no idea. I can't go through that stress. You can't duplicate that. I mean, I love the man. I believed in him. That's why I took the case. and we fought like hell for it. I'm grateful that the staff stayed with me. I yelled at them a lot this week and put a lot of pressure on them. We worked long nights for the last few months. We filed, I don't know how many, 24 motions, most of which were granted, which never happens. But it was so obvious we were right. And yet, still, we have a case. The government just can't ever admit that maybe there isn't anything here. They're just prosecute, and then blame the jury if it doesn't go your way.
Mr.
Were you born between 1979 and 1989? $500 to spend at Nike.
Law enforcement efforts that testified this week, they said several times that they never spoke with Mr. Nuns, but they never really gave a clear answer as to why. Why do you think that is?
Because they're not telling the truth. They never went out to go talk to him. And to say that, oh, he would have just gotten a lawyer so we didn't bother. Are you kidding me? Everybody gets a lawyer if they're smart as far as that goes. But they've threatened other witnesses to come in and say whatever. Your question should be, what about all the people after the fact that helped? If assuming the man was shot or was given clothes or they went to this apartment or somebody helped him escape to Indiana, what happened to all those people that were supposed to be charged? What about all the people in the text messages where I showed you blatantly they're talking about shooting people and shootings happened? Nobody's indicted. What about the guy that carjacked the Mercedes, Treon Ingram? He's not charged with anything. He's picked up a subsequent murder since then. So you explain to me how that is. And then when they say in their closing statement, the gall of it all to say we can't arrest everybody, yet they're running 14 and 15 defendant RICO cases. I mean, just come on. If they made up their mind, Juke wasn't going to get charged, maybe because he was going to get fancy lawyers I could see through all this BS. I don't know. They have all the texts.
Or maybe it's something.
And you came from where, Justin? I'm sorry.
I'm from Atlanta. That's where our office is.
And then this was a Shelby County jury.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a reason why you didn't request a jury from out of town?
Because I think the case was so bad that Memphis juries and people that live here need to see what really happens. And so I don't need to play games and get somebody from out of town. The Memphis people need to see what happens in Memphis.
Thank you.
Scathing remarks from Manny Aurora, the lead defense attorney for Hernandez Govan. He said the whole thing was a joke. He said nothing that man said was true, talking about the star witness Cornelia Smith. Scathing.
Yeah, and probably most consequential thing that I heard there, Hernandez Govan saying, I've been nervous for the last 4 years, wondering what his life was going to be. Said he's incredibly happy to have his life back.
And then said, what do you plan to do? He indicated he planned to leave Memphis. But the first thing he wants to do is go see his son.
I believe we have the opportunity to turn now to ABC 24's Kevin McNamara, who joins us now with a guest to kind of help break down some of what this means. Kevin?
Yeah. The alleged mastermind of Young Dolph's murder was just found not guilty. So we're going to explain in this video what the circumstances were that led to a not guilty verdict. We're also going to explain the possibility of CMG and Yo Gotti potentially being charged in the future. We're also going to break down why a not guilty verdict was the worst possible option for this dude. Because being in jail and being incarcerated is a whole lot safer than him being a free man.
State of Tennessee versus Hernandez Govan, count 2. We, the jury, found the defendant Hernandez Govan not guilty in count 2 of the indictment. Ma'am?
Court to the session.
Ma'am? Yes, sir. Is this your verdict? No. Is this your verdict? Yes, sir. Is this your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your verdict? Yes. Is this your verdict? Yes, sir. Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict? Yes. Is this your verdict? Yes, Your Honor. Is this your verdict? Yes. Is this your verdict? Yes. Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want to thank you for your service this week.
This trial was never about guilty or not guilty. We knew the answer to that going into this trial. The question was, can you prove he's guilty? Do you have enough to prove he's guilty? And when you look at exactly how this Young Dolph murder was set up, they was very strategic. They were not on the phones discussing this. They weren't discussing this through text messages. This was literally, hey, bro, come to the spot. We got a bag on his head. The message went out in the streets, and they weren't tapping in or checking up with nobody, bro. If you collect the bag, you collect the bag. But we not tapping in with nobody to make sure a murder take place. And that's exactly how this took place. So there was no paper trail. There was no communication trail to lock in Hernandez Govan. All you really had was the testimony from the actual shooters and the killers. Which, when you put somebody who committed a murder on the stand, the credibility is always going to be called into question. All right, now seeing Hernandez Govan give us those crocodile tears to me was something to watch. Right, it was something to behold, bruh. This, people are sociopaths, homie. After the not guilty verdict, this man looked that camera in his eyes, and he was cosplaying a father of four who ain't never committed a crime in his life. Look how cold Hernandez Govan played it after the not guilty verdict.
Big news! DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Missouri. You'll be so dialed in to every play that you.
I just want to say thank you to my attorneys, Manny, Robert, Haley, Bill, Handel, my private investigators, everybody for helping me. I didn't have the resources to necessarily, cover everything, and Manny still helped me, and he knew I was innocent. Everybody around me knew I was innocent. I just want to say thank you to the jurors for getting this right and getting my life back.
That's the main thing. What was it like during the trial? At what point did you think, hey, wait a minute, I think I have a chance?
Well, I knew I had a chance from the beginning because I knew in my heart I was innocent. So, there was times during the trial, of course, you get some frustrations and stuff here and there, but overall, I knew my innocence would prevail.
What I realized, especially watching this trial or even watching a law and crime interview with Hernandez Govan, I realized that a lot of us know a lot more about this case than even like the professionals. Like us who've been covering or watching this case have been in the weeds of this for about 4 to 5 years now. We understand this trial at a level that I don't even feel like the professionals understand. Like, for example, they gave the motivating factor. They attributed Hernandez Govan motivating factor to be involved in this Young Dolph murder to, he wanted the bag, or, he was connected to CMG for music opportunities. Yeah, that's it. But no, like Hernandez Govan considered J Money and D Money like his nephews. That was the number one motivating factor, but it wasn't brought up in court. Hernandez Govan is over at J Money and D Money's mama house eating gumbo. They've been like neighbors for years. J Money, obviously, we know, was a rapper from Memphis. He was popping. He was with Chief Keef. He was rolling around, but he was also like Young Dolph's mentee, Young Dolph's right hand. J Money and Young Dolph was really close up until his death. Now, when J Money passed away, Young Dolph became a CEO, and Young Dolph was forced to do business with people who ain't really get along with, J Money folks, right? Or D Money, J Money's little brother, or Trula Mafia. Dolph signed Big Unc. Big Unc was supposedly responsible for the death of D Money, J Money's little brother. So when Young Dolph signed Big Unc, D Money's mama is all on Facebook, all on Twitter, cussing out Young Dolph. The streets is talking, songs is being made, calling Young Dolph flawed. And that's when Trula Mafia turned against Young Dolph. And that's when Trula Mafia had their own motivating factor to take out Young Dolph. They weren't just riding around hunting for CMG. No, they were riding around hunting for themselves as well. So when we understand this case at a micro level, that I don't even feel like investigators or detectives understood this case.
I'm sorry you already answered, but when you heard those 5 words, you are free to go. Just that reaction.
You want to know how I feel?
Absolutely.
It's hard to explain the feeling of knowing you got your life back. And it's one of the best feelings I've ever experienced. And I'm just happy to be free.
How much of a weight is this, lifted off of your shoulders after hearing not guilty?
It's a huge weight, I was fighting more so for my son. I have an autistic son, so that's what my fight was mainly for.
I can't believe it, man. All that ranking we did in the last 4 years, and he still beat us? God damn. Now, let's go over to a courtroom reporter who's been following this case just as long as probably I've been following this case. And he breaks down and he explains exactly what he thinks the contributing factors were that led to this not guilty verdict.
The longer that the jury deliberates, the better it is for your client. They're discussing certain things, but this was a very limited amount of information, very limited jury verdict form that they had to consider essentially 3 charges, all wrapped around the same thing. So it wasn't a lot of complexity there. It was really about, did they believe the state's main witness, or did they not believe it? And that's what it came down to.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like in a case like this, there's not that much physical evidence to deal with at all, right? The state is never alleging that Govan was the man who pulled the trigger.
Right.
So his argument is, why are you believing?
The entire case is credibility of what he says, Cornelia says, as opposed to, well, we don't have to say anything as the defense, but do you believe the state's main witness? A young man who has a lot to gain or lose based upon his testimony, and not just this trial, but prior trials, who's facing the same charges, who was actually admitted to be the gunman, the one with the most powerful weapon. And so when you deal with that, and then a lack of true evidence, no concrete text messages to show, yes, we got him, or this is the plan, or we are here, nothing, no content.
They even admitted in court that Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, the two killers, that they had no contact with Hernandez Govan for weeks before they went and killed Young Dolph, because there was no conversation needed to be had. The bag was put up. We got 100,000 on Dolph. Whoever collects it first, come at us. Hit us up, right? But Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson actually contacted Big Jook after the murder before they contacted Hernandez Govan. Well, if we ain't talked for months before the day y'all murdered Young Dolph, and we ain't really talk afterwards, y'all got call logs of us going back and forth. But here's the mistake, though. Justin Johnson admitted in court that Hernandez Govan sold him pills, right? He was his drug dealer. So the calls that they were having, the back and forth, that could just be attributed to Cornelius Smith winning pills. It was
Let's get right. You in here with your boy Deala T, with my family. This series, no filters. Hit that like button, subscribe, cause we cooking in here. Always with my family. I just want to take a moment just to let y'all know I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all, my day ones. My subscribers that just pulled up yesterday, last week. I just want y'all to know, for real, Deala T really appreciate y'all taking time out each and every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. with your boy, Deala T, and my family. No filters in here. See, let me tell you something about what's corrupt. The system. And see, right here is one of them situations where you got to really put your ears on, put your ears on, and put your head on. Because what you do see, this is what really makes no sense right here, right? The man said he had no money to get this lawyer. This particular lawyer has represented major artists. So that means this lawyer has to have something that Govan don't got. So that means, one, this is how I kind of wrap this up so fast. This man ain't free. Come close. Understand what I'm talking about. I hope you got your smoke. I hope you got your drink and your food. For real, we have to get right. Let's get right. Because here's no filters. We don't need no headline. We can walk like a duck, quack like a duck. It's a duck. This man didn't have no money for this type of lawyer. One. Two. This case just took like 2 days, and then the jury just deliberated, and it was over. And then what really kills me is that something is really brewing, because Yo Gotti's name is in this. And in my mind, just common sense, because I know where I come from in my hood, Juke, your guy brother, if they threw money out there, allegedly threw money out there to the streets and said whoever first come, first serve. Whoever do it, we'll holler at you later. The fact that Govan is even in a picture with Juke, make it look a little fishy, right? But what's stupid is, by the dumbest shooters, first of all, Govan ain't on no tape shooting nobody. Let me say this again for the people in the back talking about this bald-headed stupid man. The man ain't on the tape shooting nobody. The two guys is on tape shooting somebody. Also, shout out to Mama K in the building. Also, this man said that Govan was his drug dealer. He used to sell pills. So that takes care of whatever phone contacts been going on in the call log. You popping pills, boy, and you getting them from him. So that explains the connection and the contact through the phone. So in my mind, they wanted him out. You hear me? See, this is one of them situations where you see somebody paid for that lawyer. Somebody paid for this situation to happen this fast. Because Govan is the only living human that's walking the earth right now that's connected to Juke and God and the shooters. Say this again for the people in the back that thought we needed a headline. Govan is the last connected piece to God, Juke, who's gone, and the shooter that shot. And what's funny is, how did Juke get murked all of a sudden? Coming out of his people, his auntie repass? He got hit in his auntie repass. Don't that sound like some real junkies inside the job? Oh, we gonna hit him at the repass. Cause you know we gotta clean up everybody that's connected in this. Do you know how many people has fallen because of this one situation right here about Dolph? And then what I said, you will never know just like this. You gotta move somebody out the way just to be seen. And you have a career before Dolph. Just for your Dirk and Dolph. Coincidence. Both Dolph and Deala get killed in the same month, November. Let me tell you about a lame when I see one. Because some people, you can just see the lame in them. And then you can understand that if somebody's going to move you out the way just to be seen, why are you here? Because nobody see you. Let me say it again for the people in the back. That's stupid. If you're going to move somebody out the way to be seen, why are you here? Evidently, we don't even see you. We don't even know you were here. So you gotta start moving people out the way. You gotta start moving people out the way. You gotta start moving people.
Hear me in the building. Check one, sound check. Check one in the building. Oh yeah, let's get right in here. Let me say that again for the people that didn't hear me. Hit that like button, subscribe, we cooking in here. I said if you gotta move somebody out the way just to be seen, that means we never saw you, so why are you here? Shout out to fam in the building that heard me. Hit that like button, subscribe, we cooking. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I said I appreciate my real fam. Because, see, fam gonna let me know. See, fam gonna let you know what's going on. Fam gonna not let you slip and bust your head. Fam will tell you you got a booger in your nose when everybody else will walk around and see it. Ha! You better shut up if you ain't fam in here. Yo Gotti ain't nothing. Lil Durk ain't nothing. Because both of them had a career before they signed, or even Young Dolph and Von even came in the game. Talina in the building, what it is. They the type of guys like Diddy and Jay-Z that got to move people out the way to be seen. But my thing is, if you got to move somebody out the way to be seen, then that means we ain't never seen you, so why are you here? You need to get up out of here, fam. You need to off yourself and go about your business. Because you wasting earth. You wasting time. You wasting space. You wasting steps. People could be taken to get somewhere, but you in the way. And here's another situation where you're talking about Dolph had to get moved out the way because he came in the game and took over Memphis. And Gotti was already there, and he had to move over. Then Gotti started signing Moneybag Yo, Glorilla. I mean, we could go down the line. But how ironic that both of them, Von and Dolph, get knocked in November. And two big names that come up, Yo Gotti and Durk. Hit that like button for me, subscribe, family. We cooking in here. Trying to get you to understand the system is right in your face, letting you know that you have nothing in play, fam. And Empire Records, like Mama K said, is another label that played a big role in Mo 3 not being with us today. You understand? Mo 3 not coming up with us today. That's what played a role in that. Then like, but subscribe, fam. Let's go.
The alleged mastermind of Young Dolph's murder was just found not guilty. So we're going to explain in this video what the circumstances were that led to a not guilty verdict. We're also going to explain the possibility of CMG and Yo Gotti potentially being charged in the future. We're also going to break down why a not guilty verdict was the worst possible option for this dude, because being in jail and being incarcerated is a whole lot safer than him being a free man.
State of Tennessee versus Hernandez Govan, count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant, Hernandez Govan, not guilty in count 2 of the indictment. Ma'am?
Court's in session.
Ma'am? Ms. Johnson, is this your verdict? Is this your verdict? Yes. Is this your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Yes, Your Honor. Is this your verdict? Yes. Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want to thank you for your service this week.
This trial was never about guilty or not guilty. We knew the answer to that going into this trial. The question was, can you prove he's guilty? Do you have enough to prove he's guilty? And when you look at exactly how this Young Dolph murder was set up, they was very strategic. They were not on the phones discussing this. They weren't discussing this through text messages. This was literally, hey, bro, come to the spot. We got a bag on his head. The message went out in the streets, and they weren't tapping in or checking up with nobody, bro. If you collect the bag, you collect the bag. But we not tapping in with nobody to make sure a murder take place. And that's exactly how this took place. So there was no paper trail. There was no communication trail to lock in Hernandez Govan. All you really had was the testimony from the actual shooters and the killers. Which, when you put somebody who committed a murder on the stand, their credibility is always going to be called into question. All right, now seeing Hernandez Govan give us those crocodile tears, to me, was something to watch. Right? It was something to behold, bruh. People are sociopaths, homie. After the not guilty verdict, this man looked that camera in his eyes, and he was cosplaying a father of four who had never committed a crime in his life. Look how cold Hernandez Govan played it after the not guilty verdict.
I just want to say thank you to my attorneys, Manny, Robert, Haley, Beth, Handel, my private investigators, everybody for helping me. I didn't have the resources to necessarily, cover everything, and Manny still helped me, and he knew I was innocent. Everybody around me knew I was innocent. I just want to say thank you to the jurors for getting this right and getting my life back.
That's the main thing. What was it like during the trial? At what point did you think, hey, wait a minute, I think I have a chance?
Well, I knew I had a chance from the beginning because I knew in my heart I was innocent. And so, there was times during the trial, of course, you get some frustrations and stuff here and there, but overall, I knew my innocence would prevail.
What I realized, especially watching this trial or even watching a law and crime interview, Hernandez Govan, I realized that a lot of us know a lot more about this case than even like the professionals. Like us who've been covering and watching this case or been in the weeds of this for about 4 to 5 years now, we understand this trial at a level that I don't even feel like the professionals understand. Like, for example, they gave the motivating factor. They attributed Hernandez Govan motivating factor to be involved in this Young Dolph murder to, he wanted the bag, or, he was connected to CMG for music opportunities. Yeah, that's it. But no, like Hernandez Govan considered J Money and D Money like his nephews. That was the #1 motivating factor, but it wasn't brought up in court. Hernandez Govan is over at J Money and D Money's mama house eating gumbo. They've been like neighbors for years. J Money, obviously, we know, was a rapper from Memphis. He was popping. He was with Chief Keef. He was rolling around, but he was also like Young Dolph's mentee, Young Dolph's right hand. J Money and Young Dolph was really close up until his death. Now, when J Money passed away, Young Dolph became a CEO, and Young Dolph was forced to do business with people who ain't really get along with, J Money folks, right? Or D Money, J Money's little brother, or Chula Mafia. Dolph signed Big Unc. Big Unc was supposedly responsible for the death of D Money, J Money's little brother. So when Young Dolph signed Big Unc, D Money's mama is all on Facebook, all on Twitter, cussing out Young Dolph. The streets is talking, songs is being made, calling Young Dolph flawed. And that's when Chula Mafia turned against Young Dolph. And that's when Chula Mafia had their own motivating factor to take out Young Dolph. They weren't just riding around hunting for CMG. No, they were riding around hunting for themselves as well. So when we understand this case at a micro level, that I don't even feel like investigators or detectives understood this case.
Wherever you're headed,
ooh, hit that like button, subscribe, family. We cooking in here.
That's why we created Treadwell.
Sorry if you already answered, but
look at it.
Words, you are free to go. Just that reaction.
You want to know how I felt?
Absolutely.
It's hard to explain the feeling of knowing you got your life back. And
is this boy stupid? Is he stupid? The reporter should have. Let me tell you what this reporter. You see how she looking right there? She looking like. While he talking, she like. He like, you want to know how it felt? To get your life back. I don't know how to explain how to get your life back. She should have been like, you want to know how to get your life? Get your life gone, stupid. We just fought for your dumb ass to get out of being locked up. Now you're gonna go to death. She said, how women just push push his head. She should have, you stupid. Then you gonna tell them you got a son on camera? You're done. Boy, thought he was finna live his best life. You about to live your worst life. Stupid. Boy, they just got you out of jail so they can put you under. What? Hit that like button, subscribe here. We cooking, fam. Let me tell you something. You better learn something from talking and running your mouth. Let me tell you something. Him and his girlfriend knew they was leaving Lori. They already knew that. Because let me tell you something. He the number one. That boy name is the number one name in Memphis. What are we talking about? They already been playing. You better shut up in here like Mona said if you don't know what you talking about. They already knew what the level was. Let me tell you something. They got their next 5 years planned. Understand what's going on here. He the hottest commodity coming out of Memphis right now. Talking about rapper. Oh yeah, you the hottest rapper that's finna be. You finna be a rapper. You finna be the hottest in a rapper. Literally wrapped up in a rapper. Rapper. Hottest thing in a rapper. Yeah, that's what you about to be. Shipped out and buried somewhere. Somebody got him out to get him gone. You understand me? Say what you want. You can feel some type of way. I don't care about none of that. You don't understand what's going on here? You better get right up in here. Somebody got that man out to get that man gone. And you don't think they don't know when that man going somewhere? You don't think they don't know how he finna get there? You don't think somebody around that courtroom got something to do with somebody that's running something? The man is represented by the number one lawyer. One of the number one lawyers in the nation that can defend you. Like Johnny Cochran. Yeah. And then the man so professional with it, he like, I ain't even have to get no out-of-town jurors. I ain't have to get no jury made up from out of town. That man let the Memphis people be the jury. Listen to the corruption. And they said, oh no, because see, I think some of y'all lost. This what y'all don't understand. He didn't pull no triggers. The people that actually pulled the trigger that was on camera came up with stories that said he told them to go do it. Yeah, this what this was about. This was about them, the people that shot the two guys, Cornelius Justin, that's who's on camera shooting, at Dolph, at McAdee, that day when he was killed. They saying that this man told them to do it and that they had evidence that he told them to do it. Found out the evidence wasn't even there. They stories don't match. Nobody went for cameras, tapes, nothing. This was literally a walk in the park situation. So that further lets me know somebody set this court situation up too. You better stay with me because I'm about to drop a bomb on y'all right now. Because you know here with Deala T and my family No Filters, we got receipts. You know, we get the, like, because what I do, fam, tell them what I do, fam. I let you know what's going on first. Then I let you know what's going on up to date. Then I give you the latest on what's happening right now. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. Let's keep the levels going and understand that the level of cooking we doing, you can't get this out of a book. Let's go, fam.
Old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
How does high rates and low inventory impact your revenue and sales goals?
Well, I think high rates and low inventory.
The alleged mastermind of Young, who've been following this case just as longest probably I've been following this case, and he breaks down and he explains.
Shout out Nikki Love with the $5 Cash App
what
donation. I see everything. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Get comfortable,
The
Nikki.
longer that the jury deliberates,
Philip in the
the
building.
better it is for your client. They're discussing certain things, but this was a very limited amount of information, very limited jury.
Limiting factors were that led to this not guilty verdict.
The longer that the jury deliberates, the better it is for your client. They're discussing certain things, but this was a very limited amount of information, very limited jury verdict form that they had to consider essentially 3 charges, all wrapped around the same thing. So it wasn't a lot of complexity there. It was really about, did they believe the state's main witness or did they not believe it? And that's what it came down to.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like in a case like this, there's not that much physical evidence to deal with at all, right?
That's correct.
The state was never alleging that Govan was the man who pulled the trigger.
Right.
So his argument is, why are you believing?
Correct. The entire case is credibility of what he says, Cornelius says, as opposed to, well, we don't have to say anything as the defense, but do you believe the state's main witness? A young man who has a lot to gain or lose based upon his testimony, and not just this trial, but prior trials, who's facing the same charges, who was actually admitted to be the gunman, the one with the most powerful weapon. And so when you deal with that, and then a lack of true evidence, no concrete text messages to show, yes, we got him, or this is the plan, or we're here, nothing, no content.
They even admitted in court that Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, the 2 killers, that they had no contact with Hernandez Govan for weeks before they went and killed Young Dolph, because there was no conversation needed to be had. The bag was put up. We got 100,000.
Hell alone, Talina.
Whoever collects it first, come at us. Hit us up, right? But Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson actually contacted Big Jook after the murder before they contacted Hernandez Govan. So
hold up. They contacted Big Jook, Yo Gotti brother, after the murder. They didn't even contact before they contacted Govan. So that further lets you know who really had something to do with what. And that further lets you know who connected to who. And that should further let you know who cleaning up after theyself. Jook is gone. So if Jook put money out there and people took that money, Govan could have been another what? Accessory, because you was knowing her and you was there when it happened. And what we talked about yesterday, you better not be an accessory. Because look what happened to people in an accessory now. Because he's an accessory, he is the #1 name in Memphis everybody's worried about right now. Because he knows something, but ain't did nothing. He ain't on the tapes. He ain't shot nobody, but he knows something. Don't be an accessory. I keep telling y'all that. Some of y'all want to know everybody's business. Some of y'all ain't got no business. You got to go get somebody's business to make your business so you can feel like you're a part of some business. Big Jook and them, Yo Gotti and them, you know that's CMG. So when you talking about Govan dealing with them, yeah, Yo Gotti know Govan still walking the urge. Big Jook, his brother, gone. Govan the only one that really know what's going on. And let me tell you this too. You don't think Govan singing like a bird? He was in there for 9 months. Let me say that again. That man was just locked up for 9 months. He can't afford a shirt to put on his back. And you telling me he can get the #1 lawyer in the nation? This trial just came and went. As fast as it came, it went, fam. So if he can't afford a shirt on his back, somebody afforded that man, that lawyer, got that man out of jail, and now that man is in the air and free to roam the earth as he pleases. And now he is a target to each and every one that does not agree with him. He's a target to people that knows what's going on with him. He's a target to those that really know them conversations about getting rid of Young Dolph. And he knows it too. That's why he would say something out of his mouth, stupid ass, talking about, oh, I got to get out of Memphis. Oh, I got to move. You think I'm going to tell the camera, tell the world I'm finna get out of Memphis? Is you not stupid? You not born with no brain cells. And I hate that you from Memphis because there's some people down there that got brain cells. But you, stupid, you just told everybody you finna move. Boy, I wouldn't have said nothing. I would have just got up and left the room. It's a problem with y'all. Always broadcasting on Facebook. Always broadcasting on this. Always broadcasting on this. Always broadcasting on that. I just woke up this morning. I'm about to brush my teeth. Oh my God, I gotta walk my dog. Oh, I gotta feed the dog. I ain't gotta eat this. This is what I'm thinking about eating. Should I eat this today? What y'all think? Let me know what y'all think. Should I go do this? You ain't even a content creator. And you all day just telling everybody what you're doing and what's going on with you, your kids, your life, your dog, your schedule. Skeptic in a building, what it is. Always telling your business. You better shut it up. If you trying to live tomorrow, you better shut up. If you trying to get somewhere today, you better shut it up if you want your kids to be still breathing. Because you talk too damn much. Matter of fact, come here. No, yeah, you. Come here. No, come here. No, come here, look close. Don't nobody give a I think you need to be told that don't nobody give a about what you doing. Nobody care about your dog. Nobody care about what you finna eat this morning. Nobody care about what you eating at lunch, dinner. Nobody care about none of that. But you steady telling somebody like we do. I'm here to tell you don't nobody care. You need to please stop. See, you here with Deala T and my fam, and this is no filters. I'm going to give it to you straight up with what? No filters. You ever looked at how we spell no filters? If you ain't got the picture, go back and look right now. I wait on you. I wait. I'm here to tell you, don't nobody give a about none of that. So stop. Because you just might live another day. Steady talking about what you finna do and where you going and how you finna do it and when you finna go and when you coming back and what you finna do and good night, y'all. I see you in the morning. You so stupid. Somebody laying on you because you done told them what you did all day. Somebody laying on you because you told them what you doing all day. And now you just said, all right, y'all, good night, family. And they right out over there laying on you because you talking too damn much. See, if you was talking and telling somebody what's going on in the world that'll help somebody, kids, that's better. But you talking too much about business that ain't got nothing to do with you. And you telling too much of your own business. Now this stupid man then told all these people he got a son that's autistic and that he moving out of town. Now he done put him and his son's life at risk. Stupid. Hit that like button, subscribe in here right now, cause we cooking. Don't be an accessory. And shut up, cause you just might live another day.
If we ain't talked for months before the day y'all murder Young Dolph, and we ain't really talk afterwards, y'all got call logs of us going back and forth, but here's the mistake though. Justin Johnson admitted in court that Hernandez Govan sold him pills, right? He was his drug dealer. So the calls that they were having, the back and forth, that could just be attributed to Cornelius Smith wanting pills. It was hard to really pin him down, especially when, there's no text messages or calls weeks before the murder, for weeks. And the day after the murder, they communicate. So to then bring him to court on evidence this week, to me, is just insane and it's crazy, right? But he would also touch on the possibility that other people could
Ignite the fairway
with Fireball.
Jiminy Cricket, you don't even have a club in your hand.
Be indicted.
The only thing that I understand that states have produced to the jury for them to consider were you've got multiple phone calls, and for Mr. Govan to be the admitted dealer of the state's main witness of supplying pills and all those things, that would not be a surprise if you've got multiple contacts, they live in the same neighborhood. You can't just go off of, well, I called this person a ton of times to prove a conspiracy case. That's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, so what happens now then?
Well, I think, as the state somewhat alluded to in their closing argument yesterday, and somewhat in the way of the proof through one of the law enforcement witnesses, are there additional parties who could be complicit in the conspiracy? I don't know if that's the case. We heard Mr. Mims' name mentioned a lot, but he's now deceased. So obviously nothing can come of that. It just, I think they need to take a step back and probably regroup and see if the investigation needs to go anywhere or if it just rests there. They do have at least two of the individuals, the most complicit, the actual shooters, accepting responsibility in one case and being found guilty in the other case.
Yes. Do you think this makes it more or less likely that they're going to be able to go after higher up parties?
Less likely. I mean, you would be putting the state's main witness on now for a third or fourth or fifth trial. And every single time that he goes and gets on the stand, the hope as a defense attorney is his testimony changing. And bit by bit, piece by piece, it's just like he becomes a weathered person at that point. I mean, that's a taxing thing to be on a stand, multiple trials for multiple hours at a time, and have to remember and be consistent with everything.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, it was a pretty quick trial. We were to come to this conclusion within just 3 or 4 days.
Right.
Seems like the jury knew kind of what they were going to come to.
Well, I don't know if that's the case that they knew. I mean, obviously, from a human perspective,
they decided
not
quickly.
Exactly. I mean, it was one of those things that they probably had to go back into the jury deliberation room and say, do we believe what he said, the state's main witness? Forget what the girlfriend said for the most part. Law enforcement's testimony wasn't really helpful whatsoever. The autopsy, it was what it was. But does this young man's testimony line up? And do we have enough? And what a lot of people fail to remember is that it's not just beyond a reasonable doubt. It is beyond a reasonable doubt for a criminal case. But in our jury instructions, as Judge Johnson Mitchell read to the jury yesterday, it requires a moral certainty. And that level of certainty that you would exercise in your most important affairs, where to put a sick parent, where to move, things higher than that, quite frankly. What to do about a parent who's suffering with just a horrible illness or sickness. Those are the levels of certainty that you have to have when convicting a person, because truthfully, you're obviously taking the person's freedom away. And the jury knows the stakes, even though they don't know the potential consequences and aren't told about the punishment options. They know the consequences. You're dealing with the most serious offense of first-degree murder.
For a trial that was only relying on testimony or witness testimony, the witnesses that came up really weren't really like that credible, bro. All right, like Cornelius Smith, he's fighting a murder. Like, he killed Young Dolph. He got to say whatever he got to say to get out of this. The detective came, Hernandez Govan attorneys did a brilliant job at making that detective look like a pathological liar. And then the girlfriend came and she testified, but all she testified was, hey, I seen Cornelius Smith and Hernandez Govan link up and afterwards, but I didn't really hear what they were talking about. He just told me that Hernandez Govan had money for him. It doesn't make sense. Now, he touched on the possibility of them pursuing other people. I'll be real, man. If they ain't have enough on Hernandez Govan, they don't got enough on Yo Gotti, bro. Because Yo Gotti is a couple degrees separated from this. Now, who had the $100,000 to put up on Young Dolph's head? Obviously, the head of CMG, which is Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti is the multimillionaire in the situation. Yo Gotti's brother wasn't a multimillionaire. He was doing pretty well for himself. He was the president of CMG, but the budget and $100,000 came from Yo Gotti. It had to have come from Yo Gotti, right? From my perspective, my opinion, allegedly, okay? So the bag man is just responsible for, hey, I'ma cover the $100,000. My brother gonna do all the negotiating, all the recruiting. Yo Gotti probably ain't never picked up a phone or talked to Cornelius, Justin Johnson, or Hernandez Govan in his life.
Right.
In his life.
In his life.
So if you ain't have enough to charge or arrest Big Jook, you ain't have enough to convict Hernandez Govan, you ain't got enough to charge or damn near get a conviction for Yo Gotti. Forget about it, bro. Now, Hernandez Govan's lawyer, when he was asked after the not guilty verdict, he also brought up the fact that, go after the real people. Go after the people who is capable of coming up with $100,000 to put on somebody's head. Those people in CMG and Yo Gotti. Don't come after my client because he's like the easy person to pick off because you think that he don't got no resources. And honestly, I feel like that was also a contributing factor, man, is the jury kind of seen themselves in like her Hernandez Govan, right? They seen, man, he's like the poorest one in the group, man. You feel me? He ain't Yo Gotti. He don't got $1 million. You feel me? Like, he don't got no $100,000 to put up. Where the people at that y'all are accusing of putting up the $100,000? Y'all mentioned CMG and Big Jook and Yo Gotti multiple times during the case. Well, where they at? Why y'all picking on the lower man?
Right. Nice. Where the real one's at. Hit that like button, subscribe, family, cook.
You'll be so down in the every plate that you forget to eat your wing.
Okay. I think you get in bed with dogs, you get fleas, and that should have been done all the way through. If I could find all the holes in the case after 4 years of police investigations, you darn well know they could have. And I frankly think they shaded things, did whatever they had to do politically to make this a case, and they didn't actually go after the real perpetrators. I'm good, thanks.
If I'm Hernandez Govan, not only...
I frankly think they shaded things, did whatever they had to do politically to make this a case, and they didn't actually go after the real perpetrators. I'm good, thanks.
If I'm Hernandez Govan, not only am I not staying in Memphis, bro, I'm not even staying in the United States, homie. Y'all gonna have to find me in Jamaica or something, bro. Young Dolph and PRE, they have shown they have a unique, elite ability when it comes to sliding. They get busy. They gonna get their man, homie. Bro, they got Big Jook. Think about all the people connected to this case that
man, don't do that. Let me tell you, say that. Stop saying they got. Stop saying they. We know who got Jook, fam. Now let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. How many of y'all think Yo Gotti did that to his own brother? No, tell me now, don't hold your tongue. How many of y'all think Yo Gotti did that to his brother because his brother was another body that knew what happened, which means he was an accessory? We got Nikki Love. I got one in here with me. You know what I'm saying? Folk ain't scared to say, I got one in here with me. You believe Yo Gotti did that to his brother? If Yo Gotti put up the money, and now you talking about everybody that's in position? And it's so funny how Yo Gotti ended up kicking it with Jay-Z all of a sudden out of nowhere. Lori says he was in the way. That's right. Because at the end of the day, that man knows what was going on. Juke know everything going on. But I'm just trying to figure out, did the money make you feel more embarrassed that Dolph had records and music out here and everybody was rocking with him? See, it's funny when somebody comes along and start to make music like you or better than you, or just making music to put out alongside of you. Because Yo Gotti always had good music. He always had his own lane. I don't cover nobody. Say Yo Gotti always had good music. He always dropped good singles, good house music, good club music. He always had a position in the game that was his own music. Regardless of who or whatever was going on, Yo Gotti always had a good album out or a good couple singles out here. So that lets you know, like Skeptic said, envy is real. And Talina One says, I said it was planned. I know it had to be planned for sure, but I'm just thinking about the thought of what does this person do to you that makes you feel like you have to put your whole full attention on them and get them out of here so you can continue living your life in a happy way. That's how you know you can't handle a challenge. You can't handle the that means you can't go through nothing. You got to go around stuff. Pat Poppy's past said jealous. You right. The money. Talina One says, yeah, you right. Point I'm making is, instead of going through it and growing and building more of thick skin so you can endure and become unbreakable, you want to go around it. You want to move people out the way so you can be seen instead of building yourself to be seen. Say that again for the people in the back that ain't heard what I just said. Instead of going through it to make you be seen, you want to move people out the way to be seen. And see, you will never become of nothing in that manner because you ain't been through nothing. You ever tripped off stuff? I tell my kids all the time, boy, I've been through it. That means you can learn from what I tell you. You ain't got to go through it. Living life in the building. You ain't got to go through it, though. We went through it for you, so you ain't got to go through it. But you know what? Some people got to go through it because it's going to make them more than who they are now. And because of that, they're going to be able to tell their kids or somebody what they've been through for that person to see who they are today in the form that they are in. Solid and unbreakable. We making what complicated, Talina One? So we need to be clear on what we're saying here. What's complicated? But we don't understand about what we're talking about here. What we don't get about going through something to become more than what you are instead of going around it, so you still be a weak nothing and still be a weak link in your position and still have to take shortcuts, trying to take the elevator to get somewhere. But instead of going through it to make you more stronger so you can endure and be all you can be for you and your fam, you rather go around it. Cheat code. And then when you do get somewhere where you need to be strong, you're weak. And now you can't even handle the position that you cheated to be in. Because you ain't been through nothing to get where you want to go. Woo! You better go share this one with somebody. You better go through something so you can get strong. See, I don't want nobody to go through nothing. I don't want you to struggle. But yet God won't give us anything we can't bear. He won't put us through nothing that we can't bear. But yet I don't want to go through poverty, suffering. No, I don't want to go through that. But the trials and tribulations that we go through, fam, they are put into place for us to become more than what we are. And it's definitely a message to share with somebody else that'll find themselves in that same position. Why? Because we all in the same world, going through the same thing, in the same position. 187 King in the building, I see you, fam. Okay, by what? What's the problem? Talina 1, you all right? We just want to be clear on what we're talking about so we understand what we're doing. I asked you a question. I want to know what we're talking about because we fam, we talking. I need to make sure that's where we at. If we not, let me know. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. We cooking in here. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Let's be clear. Now I'm finna give you what's really going on today and who really in charge and who really a snake and the real people that's behind all of this that's going on with Young Dolph trial, Govan, Justin, Cornelius, and Big Jook, and Gotti. Now I'm finna bring you up to date. Let's get right.
This is what investing looks like with Acorns. You can start with just your spare change, set recurring investments, and let...
Okay, y'all. When I say Shitica is about to hit the fan, it is. Okay, y'all? It has the Jay-Z name written on it. It has Yo Gotti name written on it. It has this Murray guy, the DA, whatever this guy is. His name written all over this Dolph case, y'all. When I tell you this was bigger than Govan, that's what I mean, y'all. And we are about to talk about it right about now. We are about to talk about it, okay, y'all? So hello and welcome to my channel. It's not. And fair accuse. Hey, please stay safe, okay, y'all? So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. I told y'all this was bigger than him, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all this too. There is a disconnect between Dolph's family, my personal opinion, and pre-members. There are a lot of pre-members. We're going to start off with this. A lot of pre-members, Key Glad, a lot of them is coming out today and they're disappointed at what happened with Govan. A lot of them are disappointed, which lets you know they don't, the family is not keeping them, and I'm just saying, up on what's going on. Apparently, this was a deal made to Govan. You give away the big fish, you tell everything you know, and you get off. And this is what happened here. And apparently, I'm just saying, y'all, apparently pre-members is not in tune, or they are not, communicating with Dolph's family. They can't be. This was bigger than Govan. He was the middleman. He was not the boss man. He was not the person that put everything in motion and play together and this and that and that and this. He did a job by just finding the knuckleheads to do the job. He was a middleman. That's it. That's all. They use middleman so that the other person, nobody knows. This is why I keep telling y'all, this is why they kept it from all of the information. They kept it from Cornelius. They didn't want to tell him who all was, involved, this and that and that and this. They only let him deal with one person or two people, but they never let him know about the whole full play. He didn't know that wasn't just a coincidence. And word on the street is, y'all, the turkey drive was in a whole different direction than what a cookie shop was. So if they were going out, and this is what they said in court, that they were going to go to that way toward the court, the turkey drive, so they could get one of the pre-members. This is the lie they told, okay? If you were going toward the turkey drive, why in the world did you go toward Makita's Cookies? Why did you go the opposite direction? If you were going toward the turkey drive to hang out around there so you can take out a pre-member. This is what people are saying. Y'all, I don't live around there. I don't know how far it is. None of that stuff. But this is what they are saying. The streets is talking, y'all. The streets is talking. And they're saying the feds is coming, y'all. They are coming, y'all. And word on the street is, when Govan's daughter passed away, and he was all messed up in the head and this and that and that and this, that was the perfect time for the feds to swoop down on Govan and talk to him, because he was already upset about his daughter passing. He was already mad about he didn't even get paid for the whole situation in the first place. It was just a lot of stuff going on.
You need Love Savvy TV in the building. You already know what it is. Get comfortable.
And I'm just telling y'all, it was easy for them to infiltrate somebody that was already allegedly talks to the police in the first place. It was already easy. And once they got him behind them bars and all of that stuff, and then, please, it was on and popping. They put together a deal with the family. Do y'all see how smooth sailing that went? Do you see how it made his lawyer look like he was just a super star-studded lawyer? This was done on purpose, y'all. This was done on purpose. The prosecution did not try at all. And I know a lot of people saying, oh, there was no evidence for this. Oh, there was no evidence for that. But if Cornelius Smith, I'm just saying, y'all, if his testimony was good enough, and I know they had boatloads of evidence on straight drop.
Candy James in the building.
Lined up perfectly with what was going on with straight drop. Why wouldn't they trust him or anything that he's saying when it comes to Govan? Especially, and he was the one that, I'm just saying, y'all, that he was, going back and forth with. They made purposely sure that that case looked down on Cornelius Smith this time. The state did this. And I want you to pay attention to the fact that this man had a kick-tail lawyer. Okay, y'all? And he had no money. No money to pay for it, really. How do Govan get a lawyer like this? I'm just saying, y'all. A lot of stuff was a play at this whole thing was put together so that Govan would look good and Cornelius Smith would look bad. This is how they played this. They wanted Govan to look good, because when Govan goes to court against, I'm just saying, y'all, Yo Gotti and them, they want you to see Govan in a different light. He's not innocent. We all know he's not innocent. And all of that, him on the news pretending like he, I told y'all I was innocent. No, you're not. You're not innocent. You played a part in this mess as well. There's nothing innocent about you. That's why you lost your daughter. Because you're not innocent in this whole situation. Y'all, stay tuned, because Shitika is about to hit the fan. Word on the street that there is an investigation going on right now. And I'm going to tell y'all, this is one of the reasons why a lot of these celebrities are always trying to vote Democrat, because these Democrats cover up their mess. They can pay their way out of a lot of stuff. And y'all know it's a lot of Democrats under investigation right now. And I know it's Republicans too. I ain't trying to offend anybody, because people get mad when you talk about politicians. But it's the reason why, all of these rappers are starting to hang out at the White House and this and that and this. I'm just telling y'all. It's the reason for that when the Democrat was in office.
CC in the building, I see.
And word on the street is a lot of Democrats is under investigation, as well as this one right here. This Roy guy. Word on the street is Rock Nation wrote him a check to make this go away, y'all. Word on the street is. I don't know. I don't be in myth.
And what I tell you, I told you. We should have bet some money. Everybody in here should have did this emoji right here and bet me 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 that Jay had something to do with it. Why? Because what I say, Gotti and Jay, see, it was a, you know, Rock Nation and them be doing them little brunches. Y'all ever heard of that brunch? Rock Nation brunch? Let me know if you heard that brunch. Press 1 if you heard about the brunch. Rock Nation be doing a brunch all the time, like every year. You know what I'm saying? Everybody come in there, everybody hot artists, whatever. Basically, these are pretty much like the new artists that's about to be something or becoming something. So they do this brunch, right? So at the brunch, I'm seeing faces. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing Yo Gotti face. And I'm like, okay, the last thing Yo Gotti really been doing was a big run. He had signed several artists, all of that, and then they put out an album, and then they all put out an album together. Then he had them separately putting out solo albums. So he's going crazy. All of a sudden, you see him with Jay-Z every move he make. And then all of a sudden, they hear his name has something to do with Young Dolph being unalived. And Black Youngster being at the graveyard of Young Dolph shooting a music video. I know you remember that. So now it's making even more sense to be hearing that this man Jay-Z is involved with something that got to do with something that got to do with Gotti. Now they talking about that this man paid under the table. Hit that like button, subscribe, because we cooking. Because you be getting this information and you don't get it nowhere else. Let's go, fam.
None of that stuff. Okay, y'all? But this is the word on Rock Nation. And word on the street is a lot of Democrats is under investigation, as well as this one right here. This Roy guy. Word on the street is Rock Nation wrote him a check to make this go away, y'all. Word on the street is. I don't know. I don't be in Memphis or none of that stuff. Okay, y'all? But this is the word on the street. Maury, he was receiving checks from Rock Nation. But the one thing about paying people off, because I know it's a possibility that, you know, Rock Nation's team is going to probably say, you know, we just was, you know, giving money to a campaign, blah, 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 blah. But the timing for me, it's the timing for me. It's the cover-up for me. It's the not caring at all about Dolph's passing for me. You mean to tell me somebody that was doing all this stuff for Memphis got treated this way by politicians, by the police? That's sad on so many levels. You are defending somebody that didn't do nothing for Memphis.
Because you got to understand something. Dolph had the streets. He had the people. Yo Gotti had the business. He had the corporation. So, of course, you're looking at Yo Gotti controlling the streets with the music and the people, and then Gotti actually having the streets and losing the streets to become this corporate boss. And now he has corporate business in pocket. Dolph got the people in the streets. Gotti got the corporates in the business. So, of course, you telling me that the police, the Democrats, and these people was against Dolph. Had to be a reason. And now you're hearing that Jay-Z Rock Nation was paying this Democrat right here out of Memphis under the table. Because if that ain't the truth, then why your name tied up in that? I'll wait. Why your name in that then? Just like we talking about everybody else. Why your name tied up in giving this man money under the table? What do Jay-Z got to do with this? Let me tell you something. It's going to be a day where you're going to look up, and if all y'all can hit your notifications, bell to hit that all button so you never miss an episode. It's going to be an episode where it's going to read, Jay-Z secrets exposed. Federal investigation behind bars right now. That's what we gonna end up doing or something about. Cause that man's so tied up in so many things right now. Megan Thee Stallion, DDG and that Holly Bailey girl, Young Dolph Gotti. Hell, that man out here ain't claiming his own kids. Ain't claiming his own kids. Woo! We're gonna pray for Memphis. Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion, Tory, like I said, Chef Germ, that's real. Hit that like button, subscribe while you in here too, fam. I appreciate you pulling up. You already know what it is, fam. Deala T. There's no filters. Let's go.
I did everything for Memphis and the people of Memphis. That's the thing about this whole situation. And a lot of people is talking, y'all. A lot of chitter chatter going on. And once you pay one person off to cover up something, if other people know about it, you have to pay them off too. And this is one of the reasons why somebody is allegedly, him and his wife are working their kneecaps off. Word on the street is Jay-Z is working on new music right now, y'all. New music right now. He is trying to make a comeback right now, y'all. I guess Beyonce is tired of him working her to her demise. So she's like, no, you're going to have to go out on tour too sometime. You want me to go do 3 back-to-back tours and you ain't doing nothing?
Let's get right. Let's get right. Let them know,
so
Skeptic.
He has to go out now and make some money. Because word on the street is, y'all, this check is coming up.
Shout out Tiffany in the building. I appreciate you pulling up. Hit that like button, subscribe. We comfortable. We cooking.
Y'all. And this is involved in Dolph's passing, allegedly too. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't. There's word on the street, y'all. And this is involved in Dolph's passing, allegedly too. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't. They're saying that once them feds got a hold of Govan after his daughter passed and was taken out.
Hold up, man. Let's get right at her. I need my fam to drop a FAM right now in this building. I don't think people understand what's really real. Each and every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m., my fam pull up. Here with your boy Deala T and no filters. I need to know my fam in the building I need to know my fam in the building. Wherever you are on this earth, in my house with my family, with me. Always want you to know I appreciate you, each and every one of y'all. Always $2 raffles in the donation in the Cash App. Send you $2 if it's a raffle. Let me know. Nas donation tagged in the Cash App. Theo Seiko all the way in the building. What's up, fam? I appreciate you pulling up. You already know the super chat here. Always appreciate any love and support. But I need to know my fam is in this building right now. Because we're not playing with nobody. Fam need to know it's fam here. It's fam in her. It's fam in her. Let's go.
There's nothing that he would entail the feds. He spilled his guts, y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all this, word on the street is, Govan said, and I don't know, I wasn't there, but this is what the streets is telling me right now, that Govan pointed the finger at Yo Gotti.
Dear women with edema, try this 2-second edema stuff and watch your legs go from this.
Did y'all hear that,
It
fam?
sounds weird,
I told you. I be knowing what I'm talking about.
It doesn't involve pills,
I be knowing what I'm talking about, man.
Or even drinking more water.
It's
kind of surprising.
I be knowing what I'm talking about, man.
He pointed the finger at Young Gotti. This check stuff is coming up from Rock Nation, paying the politicians allegedly for campaign funding. But we all know that it was more to that than meets the eye. Y'all, Shivica is about to hit the fan.
I knew something happened. I knew that man was in there singing like a bird, like that girl was. That boy Govan and told them something about Gotti. And that's why Gotti and them said, let's get him out of there. Because think about it. If Govan tell them something right now about Gotti, and then Govan magically is not here anymore, it's not going to matter what he said. Because he's not around to tell his story. So think about it. Somebody gets this man out of jail, gets him a #1 lawyer in the nation, gets him out of jail. he tells the world he's finna go out of town. He tells the police something about Yo Gotti because he played a role in it. He probably told him Gotti funded the whole thing with the money, the 100,000. And now he finna get out of jail. That's why that boy probably finna come up missing. Because ain't no way they finna leave you to be able to tell all this, and you in the picture with Yo Gotti brother. They know you know something. Oh, this is hot water, boy. Hit that like button, subscribe. This ain't a movie. See, movies are made off reality. This is real life.
About to hit the fan, and this could go up to Jay-Z as well. I keep telling y'all this. Word on the street, somebody dropped they dropped the dime, y'all. Okay, they dropped the dime, and they said that this was Jay-Z's idea from the start. Word on the street. I don't know. I told y'all this when I first heard it, and now it's making sense that this is all connecting once again. Y'all stay tuned because, and I keep telling y'all that Jay-Z under investigation right now. They're saying that, you know, they talking about hitters. They talking about, you know,
he ain't fam.
What is it? The cash apps. People being paid through cash apps for the, you know, take out little stuff. He's still under investigation for that. And I wouldn't be surprised if it tie into some of this stuff right now. I would not be surprised. This is what they did with my 3.
Let them know what the level is, Skeptic.
Send me your MF cash apps. When they ran him down on the expressway, this is what was being said. Cash app, cash app, and cash app. And all these people are entwined with each other. So are you surprised that cash app is coming up under Jay-Z stuff? I'm not. I'm not at all, y'all. But word on the street is, y'all, Govan gave up Yo Gotti. This is what I
Poppy's paid, you ain't lying.
And this is crazy because it's coming out now. Everything is coming out. And he just got on the news and everybody was saying, is you planning on staying in Memphis? No. I ain't planning on staying in Memphis. We knew that. I don't think he was staying in Memphis much in the first place until the trial started and he had to be in Memphis. But do y'all remember that several times he got caught going out of Memphis and he wasn't supposed to leave Memphis and he didn't get in trouble for it? That's because they was making plans for him to get out of Memphis after this trial. And they were making plans for him to be put up somewhere now, protective custody, y'all, so that he can testify against Yo Gotti now. And word on the street is, the bag just went up again. Word on the street is they had $100,000 bag on Govan. Now word on the street is it then went up to $500,000. They want Govan gone by any means necessary right now. Okay? And like I told, won't fight against him to get out of Memphis after this trial. And they
whoop! You ain't lying, Theo.
To be put up somewhere now, protective custody, y'all, so that he can testify against Yo Gotti now. And word on the street is the bag just went up again. Word on the street is they had $100,000 bag on Govan. Now word on the street is it then went up to $500,000. They want Govan gone by any means necessary right now. Okay? And like I told you,
Big Mike in the building, oh yeah?
Karma is a mother. They ran Dolph down from state to state to state. They followed him around. They kept up with his tour dates, everything. Just so they could get up a power at him. Okay, y'all? They were just hunting him down like an
Shout out Nene Love with the 100,000. Oh yeah, shout out Nene Love, Savvy TV.
And the same people that were hunting him down, now they're being hunted. They can't walk around unless they got a whole bunch of ninjas around them. And every time you see Yo Gotti, he either got the security of the yin yang or he got a whole bunch of street ninjas around him. But one thing about street ninjas, you can't trust them. And you can't trust them, y'all. And just like he did that dirty mess to Dolph, allegedly, it's about to be done to him.
Boy, they just said 500,000. It went from 100,000 now 500,000. You understand that 500,000 to do? That boy can be in whatever protective, whatever. 500 will get him unprotected. You understand me? 500,000. Whoever protecting him, like, boy, you heard about that 500,000? Here come Chief right now. Here come Chief right now. That's how the police would be. We over here patrolling. They be like, well, you heard about that money? They want they gonna give you 500,000 to get them. They gonna be like, okay, well, me, you, and Bruce about to get on them right now. Okay, hold up, be quiet, be quiet. Here come the Chief. Here come the Chief. So who gonna get him and put him up first? You gonna tie him up? You gonna throw him in the trunk? I'm gonna put two in his head. Okay, let's break. That's what the 500,000 will do to you when you're police and you're patrolling. Everybody want that money. What you talking about? Chef Jerm said 500,000. Who they think she is? Chelsea Clinton? Ha ha! You ain't lying. Obama daughter? Who is this? That's Govan. This is Govan. And who the hell is Govan? 500,000, boy. They making, let me tell you 500,000. 500,000 to make somebody from another state pull up and get at them. You hear me? This world is crazy. The world is crazy. It's like a movie, fam. Like you can be a trained assassin right now, chilling at your crib, doing prize picks on your couch. You feel me? And you hear somebody right now with Deala T and no filters right now, hear me playing this, and they just said they heard 500,000 on Govan head. Boy, you just woke up all the assassins in the world. You just woke up all the killers in the world. You just woke up all the young YNs of the world that'll spin a block. You just woke up everybody. What are you talking about? They know what they doing with this money on his head. This is crazy. It's all good, Theo. We here, fam. It's all good. Woo! So now we all know, the world knows what's going on. Because I told you I'm going to bring you up to par, bring you up to date, let you know what's happening right now. They got $500,000 on Govan right now. That boy Govan been singing to them police about Yo Gotti and him putting money on them boys' heads, on Young Dolph head. Better hit that like button, subscribe, family, because we cooking in here. You better learn something. We all got it. You better learn something up in here. You better know we fam in here. If you don't know nothing else today in the night, we fam in here. Hit that like button, subscribe on your way out, like Skeptic said. Let's go.
It doesn't make you popular just because you have a whole bunch of people around you. You just got some snakes around you. You don't know which one to trust. And that's what's going on right now. They put a whole bunch of people around Dolph. Dolph really couldn't trust. So they can get at it. So they can get at it. When you take somebody out like that, you're going to have a whole bunch of people around you that you're not going to be able to trust. So do y'all see how this stuff flip-flops? Back and forth back. There is an investigation going on right now as we speak. And they are bringing up a check from Rock Nation, y'all. Okay? It's about to hit the fans.
Right, Nene.
Stay tuned. This is just the beginning. And like I said, Dolph family knows some stuff. And they're being very quiet about it. They know some things. And they've been being quiet for a long time. They know some stuff. And they're not even sharing it with pre-members.
Theo.
Pre-members in fact broke up about this. Just why? If you're going to get the bigger fish, the one who was mainly behind every attempt on his life, why not let one person get off?
Right. Think about it, fam. See, that's like,
does he really get?
Because think about it. That's like you losing the battle, but you win the war. I know you heard that, ain't you, fam? That's why I'm looking like I'm looking. That's like you losing the battle, but you win the war. You see what I'm saying? So it matters to understand that you need no filters. That you understand you need fam. Because we definitely have lost battles, but we have won the war because we still here, fam. That's what we gotta appreciate here, fam. You understand? Tone in the building. See, you gotta understand when fam pull up, we pull up solid. Tone in the building, what it is, fam. Just bringing light to darkness, informing them that we gotta inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, it's a duck. And you better start ducking if you get to talking in her. Let's go.
If he said Heidi, the rest of his life.
If you are sleeping in a position like this, you are wrecking your body and your breathing. Obstructive sleep apnea happens when your upper airway repeatedly becomes blocked during sleep, reducing the oxygen intake needed to restore cognitive function.
He said that after the trial was over. He get his life back, but he never will get his life back, y'all.
On Blast TV Network in the building, I see.
After he go to court against your Gotti now.
You already know, Tom. Okay? We heard.
He's not gonna get his life back.
I appreciate
y'all.
your family. You know it's love.
He's gonna be forever scared for the rest of his life. And it should be that way. It should be that way when you're going after somebody that have done nothing to you but help other people. Over jealousy. You can't make people sign with your label. If they don't want to sign, they don't have to sign. And you just get, I don't know, can't rest at night because he turned you down to the point where he gotta be put in the body bag because you can't rest at night because he turned your $22 million down. Y'all,
because you know that's what he did. Young Dolph, he turned down that money. See, Yo Gotti tried to sign him. He was like, oh no, I can't beat him, so I'm gonna join him. I know you heard that too. Can't beat him, so you join him. I know your mama, your daddy, somebody told you, you can't beat him, so you join him. Ain't nobody ever told me if I can't beat nobody, join. If I can't beat you, oh boy, I'm going back to the drawing board. We're gonna figure this out. You understand me? We're gonna cook. Till it's well done. Can't tell me if I can't beat the enemy, I'm going to join the enemy. Are you stupid? If you can't beat them, then join them. Boy, that was back in the 19 or the 18 or the 1700s. 2025. If you can't beat them, figure it out. Don't give up. Join them. You better not be telling your damn kids if you can't beat them, join them.
Okay? Did Gotti even have $22 million to give him during that time? Y'all got to think about the bigger picture of this, okay? Did Gotti have $22 million to give? Ask yourself this question.
He probably did.
Who was really behind the $22 million?
He probably
did.
A
lot of people say Jay-Z.
And let me say this right quick. Let me say this right quick. I feel bad for Glorilla. How many of y'all feel bad for Glorilla? Let me know right now. Let me know right now, family. How many of y'all feel bad for Glorilla? I feel bad for Glorilla. I'm going to be real. I do feel some type of way for Glorilla because I was thinking one day like, dang, she out here making records. She living her life. She living her dream. And that's what I was talking about Diddy and those type of people being gatekeepers. When people coming into the world and coming into this industry, talented, working hard, trying to be all they can be, coming from nothing, coming from poverty, nothing. Some people coming from up under the ground. And all they got is their voice to get somewhere. And all of a sudden, you get signed to somebody that's jealous, envy of another rapper when they was here already first. And then they sign you. And now you are mixed up. And now you are an accessory. And I keep telling y'all, don't be an accessory. And now you're an accessory. Glorilla. Because now all of this that's going on around her, if Gotti go right now, what's going on? Who is holding on to CMG? Wait. I feel bad for Glorilla. Somebody better pray for her, because I'm telling you, she in a situation that she don't even know what she in. And even if she being told what she in, she still don't know what she in. Because now, what's she going to do if Gotti get locked up? Who running CMG? What's going to happen for Glorilla if Gotti get locked up? See, this is a situation where she becomes a slave. Just like Lil Durk. So you got to understand, Durk was a slave. He was signed to 4 people. 4 different labels. So he had to do whatever they told him to do. That's why his name was mixed up with Chinks being unalive. Chinks right hand to French Montana, Coke Boys. Lil Durk was signed to them too. Woo! Rock City Marv says she going to 300 Entertainment. Worst label you could go to right now. She better not pull up at Empire. So you got to understand. Gotti from Memphis, Glorilla from Memphis, they all from the same house. It's only right that you're going to take care of your people. So now you got to just think about, I just had to think that for a second. I really feel bad for Glorilla because she's having an amazing year. She's having an amazing run. And Gotti is there for the whole way through. Robert says she going to 10-17. Let me tell you something, man. Whoever get Glorilla, they better let her cook. Because you know you're here with your boy Deala T and my family. We in here, hit that like and subscribe button because we cooking.
After 22 million during that time. He ain't got it now, though. He ain't got it now, y'all. But we ain't gonna go into that because people get, his fans get offended. You talking about a $2 billion man? Why in the world would you be saying he's broke? I ain't saying he's broke. The reports is coming out that's saying he's broke. You're taking out second mortgages on your house and all kind of stuff. Trying to get loans and they turning you down. They don't turn you down. A $2 billion man don't get turned down for a loan. They don't. People like Beyonce and Jay-Z don't get turned down for a loan unless they can't cover that loan. They tired of giving them money. Maybe because they can't pay it back. But anyway, y'all, stay tuned. Stay tuned because there's more to come. There is an investigation of ruin. And word on the street, it has all of their names written all over it. And like I told you, they let a little bit out of the
Theo.
About who, when,
Govan 500, fam. Woo!
They're letting a little bit out each time. And every time, it's about to be round 3. Got information in round 1 with straight drop. We got information in round 2. We'll go.
Because think about it, fam. The same thing happened to Dolph. They didn't call nobody. Now, they might have acted like they called somebody or that Govan had something to do with calling somebody to unalive Dolph. But really, fam, they didn't really call nobody. They just put it out there. Yeah, we got 100,000 on Dolph. So check in. That's fair game for anybody to do anything. You ain't called nobody. You just put it out there in the air. 100,000 on that man's head. Whoever get to him first, get at me. Worst thing ever. Better tell him, Theo. I just told you, fam, the police that's patrolling Govan, I know they riding home like, fam, you heard about that 500? Yeah, you heard about that 500? Man, look. Me and you. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, 500. 500. 250 each. 250 each. Ha ha! I'm trying to take. Francie in the building, you already know what it is. My family, you already know. Get comfortable. Hey, that's how the police talking when they riding. They just, what we doing? You ready? Instead of them going where they going, he like, shoot, I'm about to make a left right here, put that left blink on, and we just gonna go this way and follow everybody this way. And they gonna go and take them around there and get rid of them. They don't even care about their job no more. That's what money will do. Nene. Fam, we could, yeah, come on. Come on. We could, yeah, come on. We can just go on around here, get rid of him, and go get that 500. Yeah. So you need to understand, it's the love of money that's the root of evil. It's never been money. It's the love of money that's the root of evil. Because you love that money so, you will forget about what's going on your whole life. You a whole police officer, and you about to go throw your life away because of the love of the money. The love of the money, not the money, the love. Stop at that gas station before you get on right there. Yeah. You better get you some chips and dip and some water, because it's about to get hot here from all this cooking. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. Trying to tell you right now. 500, Theo. 500, Tone. 500, Neat. 500, Skeptic. 500, Poppy's Pad. 500, Francie. Stop playing in her.
Then we got some new stuff that we didn't know about, that the feds know about now, that there is a connection between the powers and the people that where he got propelled at. There's a connection. Y'all, the pieces of the puzzle is coming together now. More faster than...
Like Nene said, a few more days to the raffle. You already know we pronouncing one male, one female that's going to be winners of the No Filter shirt signed by your boy Deala T exclusively. August 29th, Friday, August 29th. We are now announcing it right here on No Filters. I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all. You know we're doing it each and every month. One male, one female will be renters of No Filters apparel signed by your boy Deala T. But you know what's even more really and even more realer is that the fact that she just said something very important.
When heading out at night, you must carry this small yet powerful item with you. This is a key-shaped flashlight that emits an ultra-bright beam of up to 6,000 lumens with just a flick.
You're taking out second mortgages on your house and all kind of stuff. They don't. People like Beyonce and Jay-Z don't get down stenciled and word on the street. It has all of their names written all over it. And like I told you, they let a little bit out at a time about who, when, where, what, why. They're letting a little bit out each time. And every time, it's about to be round 3. Got information in round 1.
Rock City Mob, that's real.
Information in round 2. We'll go there. We got some new stuff that we didn't know about, that the feds know about now, that there is a connection between the powers and the people that where he got propelled at.
Okay, listen to me, fam, right now. This is very new, and I didn't even know this. There's a connection with the people that was and Magadee's Cookie Restaurant. Woo! Hit that like button, subscribe, that cook. McAdee's restaurant, the cookie place, somebody in there told them boys, Young Dolph was there, and they came by and put pew, 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 pew. Because I was thinking in my head like, fam, I'm from the hood. How did they even know he was there? Huh? Like, when did they even know he was there? How did they know he was there? And then another thing is, he go often. They said he used to come in and say what's hot. And then if he gets something hot, then he said he used to literally go there and wait for them to cook a new batch of cookies. Somebody said he was going to be there. So now they connecting whoever that was at McAdee's restaurant. They gave him some money. See, that's all it was, the money. It was nothing but the money. It wasn't nothing but the money. See what the money do? They came in there and told somebody, we got $500,000 for you. Just tell us where Young Dolph at. A matter of fact, they came in there and said, we got $500 for you. Just tell us what Dolph get here. Just let her know what Dolph at. Here you go. And they just was like, oh, okay, cool. Didn't even care that that man done bought you some shoes, you some clothes, your kids some clothes, back to school supplies. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cook. And share this with the world. Young Dolph done bought your whole family everything. And somebody came in there and gave you money to tell them people that Dolph was going to be there that day at that time for them to unalive him. I can't believe how my own people that's in my community make us look. The fact that they would even do that to Dolph. And that man took care of you, took care of your fam, took care of your store. That man came in there and broke bread with you. That man didn't have to look at your store. He didn't even have to think about your store. So now we know that the shooters was told that Young Dolph was going to be there at that time, that day, by somebody that works at McAdee's. I feel so bad for Dolph. I feel so bad for his family. And I feel so bad for McAdee's because I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't buy another cookie, another nothing from their store, knowing that somebody that worked there or even lived there or even owned there had to do with him passing. If I was Young Dolph family, I'd get that building shut down. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with the world.
There's a connection. Y'all, the pieces of the puzzle is coming together now. More faster than you know. But anyway, y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned. Rest in peace, Dolph. Peace. Like, share, subscribe if you like the video.
And that's the realness of it. Because of those things, that's the stuff we got to be paying attention to. That's the reason why we always here. Because we need to understand. We need to inform, understand, and be aware of the things that's going on in the world. Because I'm going to tell you something today, fam, for real. The type of news that's coming out of 2025 every day when you wake up, whether you watch the news or not, it is not normal. See, news back then, you can hear something happening and it would be like, oh my God, I hope they okay. Now, the news is like, what? Living in a time where the good is bad, the bad is good. Living in a time that if you don't check on your peoples, they might not be here. Living in a time where it's best to shut your mouth so you can live tomorrow. But living in a time where you need to speak up today so you can support the kids of tomorrow. Don't be an accessory. Know when to shut up and know when to speak up. And always understand that if we can't see you, then what are you here for? Because if you got to move somebody out the way, if you got to hurt somebody else, if you got to hate on somebody just to be seen, then we never knew you was here in the first place. As always, family, love and peace. And I truly appreciate each and every one of my family members in my house with my fam. Here with your boy Deala T. Each and every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Here on No Filters. Good night, family. Each and every one of y'all be safe.